Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Once again, this is another episode, and it's a rarity because I usually, if it's a Super Bowl Sunday, not people watching wrestling, but I know my fans in the UK are here because let's welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. I am Joe Panther III. I'm not wearing a polo because it is Super Bowl Sunday. I'm wearing a Jess jersey, but we're not talking about it today. And let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Jess E Quinn. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside, Jessie. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So if my internationally known audience, I mean my American fans, if they're not familiar with you, and why would they not be, introduce yourself.
So I'm Jess E Quinn. I wrestle from the UK. I wrestle for Full Tilt Wrestling. And I've been wrestling for about, I want to say 2 years now.
Wow. So what was it like the first time you set foot in the training facility you train at?
Terrifying. I wouldn't even walk in the door. I was so scared. Obviously I'm all right now, but first when I done it, I was so nervous, and it's weird how much has changed now because now I don't shut up. But when I first started, I just wouldn't talk, and I was just so awkward.
Oh, wow. So what was it like? Because like most people from America probably have never heard of your training facility. Like, let's talk about it. Like, who's your coach? Who are some of the coaches there?
So my coach is this wrestler called Big Chris. He's been doing it for years. He's amazing. And one of the other coaches is also his son. He's called Mitch the Kid. He's only 16 and he's amazing. So like a father and son duo, and they are the sweetest people ever. And honestly, if I didn't go there, probably still wouldn't be wrestling because they pushed me so much.
Wow.
So nice to have them. I had my first ever match with Mitch, and it's a horrible match, but if it was with anyone else, it would have been so much worse. But he made it really good, and it really helped me like get confident.
Wow. Awesome. It's good to see a young flourishing wrestler like you in this big business. Like, what is your first experience with wrestling that you remember?
So I don't have the typical, I grew up watching it as a kid. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen it as a kid, but I wasn't a massive fan. It was when there was a Royal Rumble, and my mum loves wrestling. She adores it. She's so into it, and so is my nan. So my mum was like, you're watching my Rumble with me. And I'm like, do I have to? And she was like, yeah. So she made me watch my Rumble. I fell in love. And then within that full week, we watched every single Royal Rumble match there was. And then I just fell in love with it. And I just haven't been able to escape it since. So it's all
Wow.
thanks to my mum.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool to hear that your mom is so like, it's pretty much you could say she's instrumental of getting you into being this business. So I guess your mom would be like your partner in crime when it comes to the shows, just because she loves wrestling. Was she very supportive of when you said you wanted to be a wrestler yourself?
She was a bit surprised. Before I done wrestling, I done cheerleading for like 7 years, so it was quite a change. But from ever since then, she's been to every single show I've had, and I've had quite a few shows, so she's been to every one, and she's just always she's always there, and she's always asking me about it. She's like my little hype woman in the corner.
That's cool. That's cool that your mom is like so supportive with wrestling and she got you really she's planted the seed in your head and told you all about this guy and bad guys. So I've seen like some clips of you on your Instagram. So would you describe yourself as like your character as Jess E Quinn as like a heel or like a face or what is
So
she?
originally, so I am meant to be heel, but the crowd's changed. So I had a match against this wrestler. She called Heather. She's a bodybuilder. She's amazing, and she's from Scotland. But a problem with that is she was really intimidating. She's really strong. Is that the crowd turned on her and started cheering for me? So that was that. So we've had about 3 matches together. First one was a triple threat match with Bella Blood. I was heel, it was all right. The next 2, the crowd started to change and started cheering for me. Even if I told them to shut up, they just loved me. So originally, I am meant to be heel. I'm typically a heel, like that's what I'm best at. But in certain situations, I am a face because the crowd just like sometimes it doesn't matter what I do, they'll cheer for me. So most of the time, I'm a heel. My character, she's bitchy, she's horrible, she shouts at the ref. She just doesn't really. I'd say she doesn't really care about the match, more about how she looks, and she doesn't really like getting told what to do. But sometimes that gets more over as a face, depending on who I go against. That will get more over as a face than a heel. So sometimes I have to quickly switch up halfway through a match. So then I can be more as a face than a heel. So I am meant to be heel, but sometimes it doesn't work out. It just depends on who I'm with.
Awesome. Well, it's awesome, Boo, and awesome. It's awesome to know that, like, do you think at the drop of a hat, you think you could flip it completely and become a full face, or is there no chance you're staying in heel city forever?
So I am in. So oh, I probably shouldn't say that. Right, there's something coming up where I will be face, and there might be a little turn in my face, but you'll have to see.
Well,
Right now, though, I'm a face, and I don't like being a face. I hate being a face. I can't stand it. So hopefully, there's a heel turn soon. I'm praying, because I don't work as face. I don't enjoy it as much. I love being a heel.
you like the boos then? You like hearing you
I
like the
love
boo birds coming out.
like I had a match before and I was like it was my first time being a face in the show and I was like I hate it because everyone was cheering for me and people normally love that but I hate being like I love getting the boos and I love getting the boos, sorry, and I love like everyone turning on me. Like it makes me like feel more like I'm doing a good job. Whereas if I'm getting cheered, I feel like I don't have as much fun when I'm getting booed. I don't really care about what I do because I know they're going to boo me. Where if you face, you have to be a lot more careful so they don't quickly change on you.
Yeah, it happens all the time here in the States. It's not even funny. Like there's a bad guy and they start to cheer him, and then the good guy happens like in your match with your opponent from Scotland. I was at a show and this guy was heel and I knew they were heel fans were saying, "Oh, he sucks, he sucks." The whole fans started cheering him. And the good guy was all like, "Yeah, yeah," they booed him. And the kids were like, "Ew." And I'm like, "Ooh, ooh, this is odd." So let's talk into Jessie, bring her out and just tell her if with my American fans, if you want to gain some if you want to gain some American fans, Jessie, what are five words that you could say that would get them to come to the Jess E Quinn corner?
Okay, 5 words. Okay, let's think. Oh, right.
Dang it.
I need to really think about this. I'm
You
pretty.
can get back to it. You can
Look,
get back to
look
me.
at her. I have
You can
pretty
wait,
hair.
you got it? Okay, you got it. Okay.
I have pretty hair. It's pink. It's not as pink right now, but it will be next week. Confident. I'm fairly certain being Jess E Quinn helps you feel confident. Just speaking from experience. Um. Oh, let's think. Amazement. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. I feel like when you watch me, you kind of get drawn to it. You know, when I'm having these character changes, when I'm doing a move that you've never seen before, I quite like to change up my move set. I hate doing the same stuff in every match, even though it does happen more than once. Sometimes I like to try new stuff, so I feel like that's another thing. And I feel like for me, I can't think about two other things.
Okay. So, with you being so young, have you thought of traveling abroad or like traveling to like different parts of the UK countries to wrestle yet?
I actually have a match in March in Scotland. I'm actually tag teaming with Big Chris, one of my trainers. I would love to travel. Obviously, I need to save my money. But I do plan on traveling a lot more and a lot around the UK and even in other countries. That's definitely on my list. It's just getting there. But making a start, I'm in Scotland March 15th and I'm tag teaming with Big Chris. So that
That's
should be
cool. Well, tell Big Chris Joe Panther says hi. And also your opponent, the girl that they turned heel on. I've been trying to have her on the podcast for a while too. So I messaged her. I never heard anything. So
no.
it's okay. I get it. I get it. Not everybody wants to be on an American podcast. It's good. So with you being a young talent in wrestling, with your school, do you have like a certain schedule for the school, your school stuff and your training, or is it like even
So,
out?
so I work full time. Um, I do like a college day now and then, but on the weekends for wrestling, weekends my wrestling only, and then the weekday. So I'm Jess E Quinn, and then literally every other day after that, I'm just me. So I do try and keep wrestling just for the weekend for now, just because I have a job and I don't want to like mix the two up. But
Mm,
yeah, so I just kind of like have a days for certain stuff.
I get that because I just podcast on the certain days and then Mondays for the nerds. So I got to be like balance out where I am. Um, when it comes to like the week of a show, do you have a certain training regimen you do that you so you don't mess something up, so you don't mess yourself up the day of a show?
Um, I can't lie. I know you meant to like go gentle on your body, but like a week or two before the show, I'll just go try hard at the gym. Like I know you meant to rest your body, but I can't relax unless if I know like my cardio's up, my strength's up for a match. I have to for like the 2 weeks coming up to a show. I have to fully get into the habit of like having good cardio, doing this, doing that. And I'll also have like a week, like the week before, I'll really try and get into character, especially if I'm heel. I'll really try and like get into character just while I'm being me. Obviously I won't like be horrible, but I'll try and like get into character. And if I'm having a conversation with someone, I do this thing where I think like, oh, what would the rest of me reply to this? So I really, before a show, I really get into character. I really try and like up myself and make myself work harder than what I normally do, because I don't want to like, I need to like be focused and I don't want to mess anything up. So for me, it's just really getting into character and like getting into the speed of things like cardio and all that. Mine's just really focusing on a match. It'll be all I can think about for like the 2 weeks coming up. So mine's just really
Mm,
getting in the habit of like getting in a wrestler's mindset for like those 2 weeks coming up to a show.
okay. So the next day after a show, because I know Saturdays and Sundays are like your wrestling day. Do you
Yeah,
have to like what is like your next day after a show? Do you have to like relax and like what is like
yeah.
the next day for you after the day after a show?
So I have to, because I've been working my body up for so much. My body, I just need a day of relaxing, and I'll just eat junk food. I'll relax. I'll just have one of those chill days. Like, so my body's normally in so much pain. in after the matches because I'm filled with bruises and stuff, and I just need to relax and watch Netflix.
Wait, what are you watching on Netflix? Is there anything good you're watching?
I'm obsessed with watching The Big Bang Theory. I love that show. I don't really know what to talk about on it, but I love it. I love all like the science nerds and stuff.
I'm a huge nerd, so it's okay. We could talk about Big Bang Theory, even though that show's on my nerd show's on Monday. We're allowed to talk. My producer says we're only allowed to talk about nerd stuff only on Mondays. Sorry, it's my show. I'm the boss. So, so out of all the boys, who would, if you had a chance to hang out with any two of the boys, which ones would you hang out with?
Ooh, right, wait, let me say his name right. Rajesh.
Oh yeah, Rajesh. Yeah, it's cool.
Rajesh, there we go. And Howard, just because I want to see them together in person. I want to see them act in person, not on telly. I want to be there when like they're doing, because they're like a husbands, like two husbands together, and I would just love to see them like in person, actually hang out with them.
Yeah, I would hang out with Leonard because I used to when I worked in my old job. This girl said I was like Leonard, like I was the Leonard of everything, because I would stand always stand on my hips or just be like walking my head down, walk to the break room. They're like, "You're like Leonard." I'm like, "I don't see it." And then I started seeing it. I'm like, "Oh my God, this girl's right." I'm like Leonard. Oh my God. I'm like Leonard. I'm like Leonard. And I used to do Leonard usually does this to him. I'm much like, I'm Leonard. I shake my head and walk away.
Leonard's amazing. I would take that as a compliment. That would be a massive compliment for me.
And he also got the girl too. He got Penny. So got Penny, then lost Penny, then got Penny, then lost Penny.
but then he kept her in the end, and they got mad, and they got pregnant. Spoiler: they got pregnant.
Didn't you get sad that they never gave them a spin-off show and they gave it to what's his name?
Sheldon.
Yeah.
I think so, you know. To be fair, I've never watched Young Sheldon. I don't know why. I just haven't been able to watch it.
You didn't watch it, you just haven't get a chance to get around to watch it.
Both, because in a way I want to watch it, but then in another way I really don't want to watch it because I'm not good with starting new series. Because I get attached to one and then I don't want to like not watch it. Like The Big Bang Theory, it's the only thing I can watch before I go to bed. I can't fall asleep to anything.
I know other people that do that too. I used to watch it when it was on TBS all the time. Like whatever episode was on, I'll watch it and then I'll go to bed. But the series I got obsessed with was Everybody Hates Chris, the Chris Rock show that he had on for a while. Was this his life? Kind of like Young Sheldon.
I've never watched that. I've never watched that.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we go, if there was any kids that wanted to follow you on Instagram, how can they find you?
What is my Instagram? Wait there, let me think. I have no clue what my Instagram is. Oh, right. Remembered it. So if you want to go and follow me on Instagram, just go to jess.e.xo on Instagram and you'll love everything I post. I always post cute pictures and I always post whatever I'm up to at wrestling, especially on show days. So if you can't come and watch our shows, you can also watch them on YouTube. They're normally uploaded like 2 weeks after. Me and Bella Blood, we actually got like 20k views on a video and it was so cool. So I definitely recommend viewing our stuff on YouTube because then you get to see all the other wrestlers and they're all so good and talented. So you probably want to not only see me but see them because they're so amazing and incredible.
Awesome. Do you have any upcoming shows? If I have any fans that are in the UK that are on a trip that want to come see your shows?
I do actually. My match hasn't been announced, so I won't spoil it. But I am in the show February. Oh, when is it? So it's 2 weeks on Saturday. So 2 weeks. It's like February the 22nd or something, 21st, 22nd. But it's in February.
So it would be February. I'm looking at my calendar. February 22nd. Yes.
February 22nd. We are Valentine's Brawl. There's so many cool matches on. I might be on it, I might not, but there's so many other cool matches on. We have shows like every other month, so I would definitely recommend going to. If you can't see it, go to YouTube and check it out. We are in Newcastle. We're normally in this pub called the Jubilee Club, so I definitely recommend just getting tickets to come to watch, because there's so many incredible wrestlers who just, they're so incredible to watch, and I enjoy watching them myself. I get into all fangirl mode watching everyone wrestle. So I definitely recommend just coming, watching us, or literally just going on YouTube. The matches will always get uploaded at least like 2 or 3 weeks after the show, not even that. So I definitely recommend just checking out our stuff, not even just mine, just everyone else's in general. Everyone's so cool and talented, and we all have different styles and different characters, so it makes it really fun to watch.
Awesome. I want to thank you so much, Jesse, for coming on the podcast and taking this time out of your busy day, because you just had some training. But thank you so much again. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm Jess E Quinn.
And we will catch you in the next one.